Hi, welcome to Hardcore Sales, not Hardcore Sales. I am very excited on this blustery Wednesday to introduce Martha Mock, who is coming to us all the way from Sydney, Australia. Hi, Martha.
It's so lovely to meet you, Ella.
Thank you for being here. It's so kind of you. So you were just telling me that actually it's what time is it for you now? 10
It's
o'clock?
11 p.m. at night
11 p.m. And what time did your workday start?
for this morning.
4 o'clock in the morning. This woman's incredible. Well,
I'm
thank you
still
so
awake,
much.
don't worry. My brain is still functioning. It's all good.
Clever you. I certainly couldn't do it. Well, thank you again for being here. And you are the super confidence coach. Is that right?
It is. It is. My company is called Super Confident Coaching. I help people to find the confidence that they don't know they have.
I love it. I love it. And how did you come to this place? Because it's quite a journey you've been on to get here, isn't it?
Definitely. I was someone that who has been in silence for over 30 years. Someone that who was told that I should shut up, put my head down, and just be the woman that the society expect me to be. To be the wife, the sister, the daughter, just someone that you just go and look after your housework and leave all the work to the man. And I'm like, I'm not that lucky because I was in a 19 years abusive marriage where my husband did not have to work for 10 years. And I am a multi-award winning international makeup artist. So I only need to work 2 days and I live a very abundant lifestyle. And so he didn't have to work and I was paying for everything. And despite that, I was bullied at school since the age of 6. So my life has been very colorful, but I didn't choose to be dark. I choose to be light and find my confidence. So on the outside, I was this person that was very confident, bubbly, positive, and I'm on stage all the time. I'm one of the competition judge in Australia for all the makeup industry. So I am well respected. However, I got this what they call the entrepreneur mask on because I run multiple businesses. I was successful. I travel all over the world. People pay me to actually fly with them to go to destination wedding. The truth is, on the outside, I was successful, blooming, and positive. On the inside, I was rotten. I was empty. I was lonely, and I was super sad. And I have to ask myself that question on my 40th birthday. I was so depressed that I did not want to live more than 60 years old. I thought that was it because I live a very colorful life. I don't want to live any more than that. And I said to myself, so what do I want with my 20 years left? And I think hard about it. And I said, I just wanted to be happy and find someone who treasure me for the way that I deserve to be. So that's when the day that I'm reborn. I keep telling people I'm only 3 years old instead of 43, okay? Because I found my life again at 40 when I stepped out of an abusive marriage and to find my calling again. And due to COVID, all my makeup business shut down and the real estate agency I'm sure that a lot of people went online. And for me, I can't do people's wedding online. So what did I going to do? I've been a trainer for over 10 years in the hair and makeup industry, telling people how to be a confident makeup artist. I didn't know that I can use that into other areas of business, that I can help people to get confidence in what they do. Because a lot of people will say that, oh, I need to build up my confidence. I need to build my confidence. Yes or no, because it is already in you. You just need to find it.
That's so lovely. I think a lot of estate agents probably, or realtors, or whatever the terminology where you live. I think a lot of realtors would probably say that they appear confident on the outside, but they don't always necessarily feel it on the inside. I certainly hear that from my coaching clients. So I think that's a really fascinating way of looking at it, that you don't need to build up your confidence, you just need to find it within you.
Exactly, because how do we learn to fake it? It's because it's already in there. But we don't have the strong backbone and that belief, that want of being truly confident on the conscious and unconscious level. So when you are actually aligning the two together, you will become confident without being looking as being egotistic, because that
Yes.
was one of my triggers. I was so worried about people, their judgment. Oh, she's so confident. She seems like she know everything. And I was worried that I'll be getting attacked and things like that. And I create all this story in my head. I wanted to be appear approachable. I wanted to be able to sell a house that people actually love me and like me and refer me to their friends. So they become this fake person that they try to fake it till they make it. The truth is, people can sense your vibration from a mile away. To know that if you are truly a confident, a loving, a caring person, or you're just someone that who's faking it and being that egotistic person that you are. So it is a choice at the end. And that's one of the reasons that inspire me to develop my own course called the No Faking Your Confidence in the Workplace. Because I was just like you. People always think I was confident, but they did not know I shit my pants. I was so scared before I go on stage. I have hyperventilation when I actually need to talk to thousands of people. We all been there, done that. So what is the technique of getting that mentality into the right mindset? How do we actually change that 3 millimeter shift into ourselves and knowing that, hey, you know what? I'm already born that way and I'm allowed to be authentic. I'm allowed to be me and not being worried about being judged on our confidence, because our confidence does come in from our knowledge as well. As a real estate is your area, I believe that you will study houses, you will understand all the laws that is in there. You go and research the buyer's behavior, the location, how is the house is actually doing. As long as you got that knowledge, what is there to be not confident about? You're not teaching them how to actually stay married and have a good relationship. That's a completely different thing. You're only selling them a house that make them feel good and understanding the human psychology of why they purchasing a house.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Well, and a lot of the time for real estate agents, it's more about selling the properties than it is
Mm,
about selling. It's more about the sellers than it is about the
mm,
buyers. But that's the
mm,
same thing, isn't it? You know, if you go into a listing presentation or an MA, however, again,
yeah,
your language prefers it, and you're saying, I understand the marketplace around here because I've done my research, I've done my, you know, my all my background checks on the property
mm,
for you. I mean, things, excuse me, there's fabulous software like Sprift and things like that which can collate it all
mm,
together for you, but
yeah,
it's still your knowledge that got you there.
mm.
The knowledge of Sprift or the knowledge of the people there. And I love being able to tap inside it, to let it out. That's fantastic. What sort of techniques would you use? Obviously you can't give away all your secrets, but what sort of
It's
things
all
do you?
good. I am also a NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming master degree as well. So I'm a master, we call it Master NLP Pack. I use NLP to help you, to help people to have that mind shift, because it's funny that we keep asking for things that we don't want. We keep asking, oh, like, to the people that is, they always make horrible client. I always be picky client. I always do that. But what you are really saying is you're projecting to the universe of what you don't want. So instead of doing that, why don't we start asking, what do we want instead? And what are the options that we could have? Because yes, people are a little bit more difficult this day than that they used to. But I believe that by the experience that you're gaining, you will know how to say it, as long as you realize there's always an option and you understand the human behavior of what they're really asking for. Instead of just looking on the top layer of the surface, what is the seller truly want and what is the buyer truly want? Once you understand that, that will help you to move forward. And also confident, it is something that we all born with. But by our society, by our belief, that we shape from what we learn, what we hear from other people, and what we've seen other people experiencing. That's how we create the belief and the values. So once we understand that how we create it, we can then make the conscious decision of shifting that mindset, shifting it from something that is bad into a good. Because the universe is very fair. They give you something, there's no good or bad. It's like a scissors. You can kill people with it, or you can cut the paper and open the bag that you want. It's no bad and wrong about the scissors. There's nothing wrong with it. The thing is, how do you actually see it? And when we choose to hold the key of happiness in our hand, we will open more doors to more seeing more good things. And it's like you can turn something that doesn't look positive into a positive. Isn't it great when you're trying to sell a house? Like, yeah, not in the white street, but if we actually have a lovely garden at the back that you can actually have your own space. All the things that you can see is tapping into your intuitions when you are doing your selling, because selling is not about selling is about surfacing. When you understand what you're doing is to surface people, your whole vibration change, and people do understand it at the end.
I I certainly recommend that very much with all my writing and social media clients.
Mm.
Definitely, all about adding value, all about serving, and if you're giving without expecting receiving, then
Mm.
inevitably you get more just because you're giving away more.
I
And like you
agree.
say, that's not about giving away all your secrets. It's not about doing
No.
work for free or anything like that. But it's just about recognizing your authority and expressing that,
Mm.
isn't it? In a
And
confident way.
seeing value. A lot of people don't see their knowledge, their time, their expression as value. So what happened is that they keep giving, and then complaining. Oh, this one doesn't value me. That one doesn't actually think I'm worth it. What will you make you do? It will kill all the confidence you have, because you will constantly feel like that you're chasing for something that is so intangible. There's nothing for you to grasp on. So you feel like that you're not achieving anything at the same time. So I understand that when you sell a house, of course, that is actually a big deal. But when you don't sell it, what have I learned from this experience? What do I need to do better next time? Understanding that can help you to build your confidence and reclaim your confidence again. And it is about sales. At the end of the day, you want a business, sales is king. Then how do I make sale not like an old car salesman? And instead of actually understanding, it's about giving value. How do I make this valuable in the eyes of my seller and my buyer? That is the psychology behind what you needed to do.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I completely agree with you. With your course, is that sort of something that you can do at home in your own time, or is it structured so you've got to be there on a Monday at 9? Or
I prefer to actually allow people to have the flexibility. We are all living a very busy life at the moment. So I have two options. You can either go online and actually buy the online course and do it at your own place. That one is actually coming up after the new year. Or you can do a one-on-one with me, which will be more in-depth, because everyone's situation is different. We all have an inner child. We all have our experience. We all have our past. So the person that we are today right now is actually contributed by all the energy that we have built up in our life. So how, because I hear all the successful people all the time, I don't know why I'm like this, but this is how I do things. There's always a reason. It could be from this life, it could be from past life, like a lot of holistic teachers teach you, but I'm not into that area. I'm just someone that who's very logical and actually look at things a little bit differently. And I embrace it, and actually understanding that you have to understand where that trauma come from. So that will scare you. Whenever that you have, and then learning about your triggers, how to actually remove those triggers when it happen, understanding your physiology, your language, the law of attraction, understanding your clarity, your focus. And the last chapter, I always say, is the most important: celebration. How many of us actually tell us, I'm proud of you today, good job? No, instead we bash ourselves like there's no tomorrow. Why? It has no return on investment. But in our culture, a lot of people tell us you need to be humble. You cannot be egotistic. So you need to bash yourself all the time. You need to improve yourself all the time. You need to feel like that you're like shit and you can completely be a different person and be better every single day. Don't you feel tired
yeah,
that if you have no reward? It's like going on a diet. If you tell me that, yeah, I'm going to get to size 10, but I need to eat a whole week, whole month of vegetable alone, I will say bye bye, because that's not life. That's not fun. I don't know how long I would live, then why not live every day as the last day that I'm going to have? And so I can be better tomorrow. It's great. But at least it's something I'm looking forward to it, not dreading my feet to go to work. That's the worst feeling. I've
Mm.
been there, done that, and I don't need that anymore. And who want to waste their life in a job that they're not passionate about, in something that is just about money? Because you may actually be able to find a better job that is just about money and not worrying about your passions in it. Because if not, there's no point for you to stay in a job and feel horrible about it. You may need to look for something else, but you can also learn how to make the situation better so you can have the stepping stone to go on to your other job. That's also another way of doing things. But I believe in tapping into your own intuition and knowing what you need to do. So understanding your language, your physiology, how the way that you will act, how do you actually value yourself, how do you see limiting beliefs, understanding where all of that come from, then you can actually break free. Without understanding that and taking action to fix it, you will always stay in the same place. I have seen so many people. I wanted to be more confident. I wanted to get more confident. What have you done about it? I listened to a few podcasts. Great. Have you taken any action? No. How do you think you will get better? I don't know. Okay, if I'm going to tell you, you needed to make a 3 millimeter shift. Would you do that? Let me think about it.
Mm.
If you, I don't see anyone like that will be getting to where they wanted to go, because as all of us here, we're action takers. We know that if we want something, we need to work hard and go and get it. I'm not saying that to be like working your sweat and soul out and not giving yourself any healing time. No, but I'm saying that you do need to put in an amount of healing, an amount of effort before it will come. It's like a lot of people mistaken manifest. A lot of people said that, like, all you have to do, put it onto the vision board and that will happen. And I'm like, that's called a dream. It's not manifest.
Exactly.
I'm not
Yes.
Harry Potter, so I can't make that happen. So, and I keep telling them, a dream, you can sit there and look at it all day drilling, and that won't do anything for you. Besides feeling even worse, you can
Yeah.
drill as much as you want. It doesn't happen. A manifest is different. A manifest is like you're looking at 100% bubble. You're currently at 10%. What do I need to fill up that gap so I can bridge it towards that 100%? You can build it with cream, but you know you're going to fall because it's too soft. Or you can build it with bamboo, so at least it stay, but you don't tie them together, it will still fall out. It's all about learning and making different way of making that bridge to over there. And when you are working towards it, the universe will starting to bring you things that will help you. And I didn't understand the law of attraction before or things like that. And as soon as I surrender myself to it and allow it to it, like as someone who wants a business, when we don't make a sale, what do? We stress ourselves out to bed. When you're more stressed, instead of taking action, what do? You go into depression. You go into the nothing I do will matter. So you started to question your worth, question your value. It's just going to go into a rabbit hole. But instead, every single time I did not get what I want, I will ask myself what I haven't done, what I have not tried. Instead of I have tried this, I've tried it. It's just like diet. Oh my God, I've tried every single diet in the world. Nothing worked. So what I haven't tried. Instead of actually keep focusing the energy on the things that it didn't success, what else have I not explore? I'll go and explore on that one then. There's always an option. There's always an opportunity as long as we are willing to take it.
I think that's so true. Absolutely. I think so many people don't get where they want to go, and they're very good at blaming situations. And I certainly see that in real estate on the social media forums, or certain industry magazines where people can comment and stuff. It's all somebody else's fault instead of
Yeah.
pivoting and taking committed action. Even if it's 1%, 1%, 1%, doesn't have to be like a complete 180, does it? But as long as you're taking committed action, you're going to see some sort of progress, poco a poco, as they say in Spain.
Yeah, the truth is, change is very scary. It's a big work because we are so embedded into ourselves, our DNA, that we think that's the right way. It's not a change, it's a shift. that you're starting to add different flavors into it. You can't change someone. Don't ever try. Okay. I tried to change my cat not to do something, it still didn't work. So even a cat won't listen to you. How do you think other people or even yourself will listen to yourself? It
And there's
doesn't
the
see.
cat.
There you go. That's what happened. That's why my cat is outside for the moment. So think about it this way. And no one likes to be controlled as well. So if you force something to happen, it will never happen. So what do you do instead? You keep thinking the fact that I am going to be in a process of getting what I want. I'm in the process of getting abundance and wealth. I'm in the process of selling another house, getting another client. As soon as that you remove that the doubt that you have, oh, I'm so scared, I don't know what but I'll say this, but I'm so scared. If you have 10% of that things that you want, the desire, but then you have 7% of the doubt, you will only get 3% of the manifest. That's how law of the universe work. So you've got to allow and surrender to it. And it happened to me every single time that if I don't have a client that month, I'm like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm not making my budget or anything like that. And then I'll just walk down on the beach and say, I'm allowing the abundance and I'm in the process of getting abundant lifestyle. And then things just flow in without me knowing it. And I'm like, oh my God, that really works. And it does because the universe always listens. And the universe always give you what you want. So when you stop projecting, I'm so scared, I'm not getting a client, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, it will stop and start asking for the universe that I want this, I want this, I want all of that. And I'm in the process of getting it. It take the pressure out, that stress, that guilt that we have. I'm in the process of getting it. So much better, isn't it?
So
Because things will happen. And when you're not in a narrow-minded mindset, then that's when you can see, oh, there is option. There is option. There is another way. Or I can do things a little bit differently. Oh, that's a client that I haven't actually connect. Oh, you know what? I can even collaborate with other people. Why I haven't even think of that. That's the one sentence that I hear all the time from my clients. It's like, I haven't thought of it that way. I'm like, yeah, wonderful. We did a breakthrough today because you haven't thought of it that way. I just show you another way. And there's always another way. Doesn't mean that I can sell houses, but I know how to actually do marketing and sales. I've been there for a very, very long time. So what do you actually need to worry about? Is when we have the trust and the confidence in ourselves that we know what we are talking about and don't try to fake it till you make it. Always make sure you are prepared and then you're on your way for success. Yes, it may take some time for someone to see your goodness, but I believe that as long as you shine in the right way and do it with respect, okay, when you do things with respect, the universe will bring you what you want.
that's beautiful. How lovely. Well, Martha, tell people how they could get in touch with you.
I'm going to send you my link to actually contact me. I'm on
Awesome.
LinkedIn and all of those as well. You can also find me from Facebook. Also, if you search on the internet called Super Confident Coaching, you will be able to find me.
Oh, fabulous. Well, look, thank you so much for your time. I'm very aware that it's your bedtime. So I want to let you go and have sweet dreams. And just thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. It's just fascinating. I really hope someone out there's heard something that they think, yeah, that is me, actually. It's time for some committed action. And maybe Martha's the girl for me.
Exactly. We are all allowed to get help, and asking for help is not a weakness. It's actually a sign of strength and confidence.
So much so. I completely agree with you. Well, thank you again and have a nice night's sleep.
Thank you so much.
Cheerio.